friends, and welcome to this week's Sunday School lesson. This week we're going to keep talking about God's strength and how that looks like in our lives. Sometimes we're going to face situations where we don't know what to do. Situations where people bully us or make fun of us. Situations where people might make fun of what we believe in, the God that we believe in. People who might hurt our feelings. We might feel really sad or really angry. Times where we just don't know what to do or what's going to come next. And sometimes those situations can feel really scary and really overwhelming. And sometimes we go into these situations feeling like we can do it in our own strength, that we have enough power and ability to do it on our own. But sometimes we realize that our strength isn't enough. But thankfully, we serve a God that gives us strength, that wants to give us strength when we face situations like this. Let me show you what I mean. Here I have 2 containers and this piece of paper. Now, sometimes life can feel a little like a piece of paper, unsteady, unstable, fragile, easy to tear and rip. Now, sometimes life is easy. Nothing too crazy is going on. Things are stable. Things seem pretty okay in our own strength. But sometimes difficulty comes, and sometimes things get tough. And when those things come and we are not in God's strength, things just seem to fall apart. It's in those difficult times that we realize that we need God's strength. Now, I want you to think of some situations or some ways that we can gain God's strength. Things like accepting Jesus as our personal Lord and Savior, believing that Jesus lived the perfect life and died on the cross in order to give us salvation. Things like worship and praying. Things like being with friends who encourage us to know Christ more, who encourage us to live like Christ on a day-to-day basis. Things like prayer and reading our Bibles are all ways that we can gain more of God's strength. Like I said before, this paper represents our lives, and there's no difference to the paper. It's the same piece of paper, just folded. And so when we face times of difficulty and we don't know what to do, and we need God's strength, when we've equipped ourselves with God's strength, when we've done all those things like worship, read our Bible, pray, when those times of difficulty come, we are on firm foundation. We are on solid ground. In Psalm 121, verse 1 and 2, it says, "I lift my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord who made the heaven and the earth." And so, friends, when we face times that we don't know what's coming next, times where we are not sure how to react or how people will react, or times where we might be scared or angry or upset, we have a God that will strengthen us through those situations. We serve a God that wants to give us his strength for those times. Well, friends, whatever you have to do this week, whether it's something big and very scary to you or something big and very exciting to you, I pray that you would go in the strength of the Lord, that you would ask God for his strength for everything and anything that you have to do this week. Know that you are so loved and so cared for and always prayed for. Have a fantastic rest of your week.